Welcome everyone to the next lecture of Osha online training. Today our topic is rigging equipment. This is an important topic. Today lecture outlines are the following. First we will see what is rigging equipment, then we will see some precautions while using rigging equipment, and lastly the different types of rigging equipments. So first, what is rigging equipment? They are devices which are used to lift the object and maneuver them safe. There are certain kind of devices in safety which are used to lift other kind of objects and materials which are heavy. So those devices and materials which are used to lift or hoist other devices which are heavy are called rigging equipment. It consists of different components. There are basically different kind of components involved in rigging equipment which are utilized to distribute and secure the load. What does it mean? Like lifting certain kind of objects and materials through rigging equipment is useful because it will distribute the load of the material, and the load which would be moved up or left would be secure while carrying them up. The moving process of the material is facilitated in this way safely. Those rigging equipments will basically facilitate the moving process of different objects and materials in a safe way because the load will be distributed on the rigging equipment equally, and the load would be secure and would be carried from one place to another. As you can see in the picture that this is a chain uh, sling, so it is used to lift some material, or it may also be used to hold a heavy material. So let's now jump to different kind of rigging equipment. Now let's jump to different kind of precautions. Now let's jump to different kind of precautions while using rigging equipment in safety. First, a safety officer have to conduct a risk assessment, that how much risk is involved in the rigging equipment process, and all the risk should be avoided by going through all of the process. Analyze the lifting process. The lifting process should be analyzed, that like a safety officer have to think before starting the rigging process, that what kind of rigging equipment is required for what kind of material which have to be picked up or lift up. So there should be a proper analysis before starting this work. Rigging equipment should be appropriate to the load size. There are different kind of rigging equipments which are used in order to carry different kind of loads. So for different kind of load sizes, different kind of rigging equipments are used. You cannot lift up certain kind of load sizes with certain kinds of rigging equipments. We will see this point in the types of rigging equipment, and you will then be able to clear your concept about different kind of load sizes and different kind of rigging equipment. Avoid overloading. The load should not be more than the capability of the rigging equipment. How? Let's see. The rigging equipment should be brought from a quality manufacturer. This is also an important point, although it's the responsibility of the industry. Maintain quality of rigging equipment. The quality of the rigging equipment should be the first priority because it is used in order to carry heavy objects, so there is no compromise on this point. Inspection and testing of the equipment should be made sure. The safety officer or the line manager have to make sure that the inspection and the testing of the equipment is going on before the start of the work. Now, the important point is what are some of the types of rigging equipment. So the first type is chain sling rigging equipment. The second is wire rope sling rigging equipment. The third one is metal mesh sling rigging equipment, and the fourth one is synthetic sling. Four of them has its own role, and one cannot be used instead of the other. So first we have to understand what is a sling. So a sling is a chain or rope or a mesh which is used to hoist, lower, or carry an object. What does it mean? A sling is a specific device, you can say, which may be made from chain or rope, and it is used to hoist. Hoist means to lift up or lower, or to lower down from the height or carry an object. So sling is an object through which Other different materials which are heavy can be hoisted or lift up, or can be lower, or can be carried from one place to another. The selection of slings depend on the type and size of the load. What sling type we have to select, it depends on the type and size of the load. What kind of material we are lifting and what size of the load is. So accordingly we will then select the type of rigging equipment or sling. It also depends on the environmental conditions of the workplace. You will have to check what is the environmental condition. Then according to it, we will select the type of the rigging equipment. Choosing best sling on choosing best sling basically depends on the weight, size, temperature, and how much material which have to be moved is sensitive. Now the question arises that which one is the best sling or rigging equipment and rigging equipment in order to carry the object from one place to another or lift them. So it depends on the weight of the object which have to be moved up, the size, what is the temperature in the area, and how much is the material sensitive. On all of these factors, the type of the sling depends. The first type of rigging equipment is wire rope sling. This is a type of sling which is made from individual wire that has been twisted. It is a kind of sling that is made of ropes. So they are joined together, different kind of ropes are joined together and twisted in order to carry different kind of materials. I cannot show you picture of wire rope sling because it would be a copyright strike if I take a picture. If I take picture from Google, you can search in Google. You have to just write wire rope sling in Google and you will get a picture of it. Then you will know what I'm saying. So it is made from wire and those wires are twisted. So it is called wire rope sling. So what is wire rope sling? It is a rigging equipment type. The next one is chain sling. Chain sling is the one which is made from alloy steel. Alloy is a metal, so a rigging equipment which is made from alloy steel are called chain sling. Just write it in the Google and you will get it is a kind of chain, a combination of chain, and it is really strong and resistible. So you have to write it in the Google and you will get a lot of picture about chain sling. And it is also used and it is used for carrying heavy object from one place to another. Now the third important sling or rigging equipment is metal mesh sling. So it is used in metal working. If there is the working in which the substances or the materials or objects involved are usually of metal, then in that case we would choose metal mesh sling. Used in the work area where load to be carried is abrasive, hot, and can cut other slings. There are certain kind of materials in the work area which may be hot, like different kind of heavy objects and abrasives. Abrasives are the one which make cuts and crush. So in that case, those materials can't be left with wire or chain sling because the wire or chain sling may be cut with certain kind of materials which are abrasive, which are hot. So only the metal can pick it up, and metal is in the metal mesh sling. So in that case, we have to select metal mesh sling. Nylon and wire rope sling and chain sling could not stand abrasion and cuts. We will study nylon sling or synthetic sling in the upcoming slide, but the wire rope sling and the chain sling could not stand abrasions and cuts. If the material is hot, it is having high temperature, it is having abrasive behavior, it can make cuts. So in that case, the wire rope and the chain sling could not be used and we have to use metal mesh sling. And we can also not use nylon or synthetic sling, which we will study in the upcoming slide. For this metal mesh, for this metal mesh sling is used because it can bear up to 288 degrees centigrade temperature. If the material which have to be hoisted or lift up is having 288 degrees centigrade temperature, then in that case only the metal mesh sling can lift it up and not the other three ones. Now, what is synthetic sling or nylon sling? As we have discussed in the previous slide, these are made from nylon, polypropylene, or you can say polyester. It is made from polyester or nylon. So they are also called fiber rope sling. This is a kind of sling or rigging equipment which is made from polyester. Polyester is a kind of material, or you can say nylon. So I hope guys that it helps you a lot. Try to explore it by typing those types of rigging equipment in Google and you will find out the pictures. And I hope that the remaining concepts would be clear. If you have any doubt, then please, if you have any doubt, then please give me your response and you can ask me in the comment section. Please subscribe it and like my channel. Thanks, take care and bye.